Hi guys, and welcome to Liam's Tech Guide. Today I'm going to be showing you a couple of tips and tricks that I use to get down my price of my TV or broadband subscription services. So it is a fact that 8 out of 10 households actually overpay for these packages. This is mainly due to people getting new customer deals for 12 to 18 months, however long the contract is, letting those deals run as you should, but as soon as it comes to the 12 or 18 months, they're not renegotiating the contracts with these companies. So obviously the big players in this sort of game would be Sky, Virgin, BT, TalkTalk, PlusNet, and there's many more. There's loads of different providers. The people that do call and try to renegotiate make the number one problem or sin that I class anyway is not doing any research beforehand to get sort of that baseline price. They're just expecting to get exactly what they had before and going from there. Whereas in fact, if you do a little bit of research, you've got a bit of a back leg to go towards, and also you can actually get better deals if you're an existing customer rather than a new customer. It does happen very rarely, but loyalty does start to pay off with these companies in some aspects that I've come across in the past. So these are the techniques that I use for myself personally, and what I also advise my customers or give guidance to for my customers. Generally, if you let the contract run out, your bill will go up by a third, a half, or it could even double completely in cost. So even if you're saving yourself, say £10 a month, yes, it is only £10 a month, but in the long run, over a year, that's £120 a year. And I'm sure a lot of you would rather have £120 in your back pocket than give it to these providers. So let's start off with these steps. These do go down, you can either go down the route of the 3-step route, or if it doesn't work, then it's the 5-step route. So just follow as you would. If you get to step 3 and it works for you, that's it, you haven't got to do any more. But I have got a couple of other stages for those that it doesn't work on step 3 to try and get a bit of discount off of these providers. So without further ado, let's get into it. So step number 1, and one of the most important ones, is work out exactly what you want included in your package. A lot of people will get their new customer deals and it includes this, that and the other, and you get it for a nice little price. When you come to renegotiating, you want to work out exactly what works for you, because you don't want to be paying for something that you're not necessarily going to need. So, for instance, if you have the cinema package, which includes all the movie channels, movies on demand, if you rarely watch a film, then there's no point in you paying that extra to have it. Again, for the sports, so is the majority of the sports that you watch on Sky Sports, or are they on BT Sports, or are they on a combination of both? If it is on Sky Sports, which Sky Sports channels do you watch specifically? Because in the case of if you do go for Sky, for instance, you can pick and choose which channels you want rather than paying for the whole sport package. With BT, do you necessarily need BT Sport included on a TV package, or can you get away with adding it as an add-on so you can stream it rather than paying for their TV bundle? Because you can stream it on devices like iPhones, Android phones, Apple TVs, the Xbox. So if you want it on the TV, you can stream it via Xbox or PlayStation, I believe. So again, that's another way to reduce cost. Still get the same sort of quality through streaming nowadays. With broadband, so going back to streaming, with broadband, you need to ask yourself what sort of speed you want. A lot of people will go for the fastest speed they can possibly get, but those do come at a higher price. So if you're a household that just watches a few Netflix series or programs, you go on the web, you check your emails, you don't necessarily need the highest speed that you can possibly get. If you are a person who has a smart home, so they run an Amazon Echo or a Google Home device, and your house needs that internet connection, and if you're a gamer, so if you play on Xbox, PlayStation or computer online, you do stream and you want to stream on the highest quality, then you will need to look at higher megabit per second packages for yourself. So those are a few things to consider, because a lot of people do pay for things that they don't actually use. And another thing to look out for, especially with Sky, that I have encountered recently, is it worked out cheaper for me to have my Netflix subscription through Sky. So Netflix, I was paying, it was £10 a month, I think, for the highest package that they do, because I want the Ultra HD. With Sky, they actually work in cooperation with Netflix now. So I contacted them, and they done a package of the box sets bundle through Sky and also Netflix, and it only actually cost me £3 extra a month. So I'm gaining the Sky box sets on top of the Netflix, and I'm saving myself £7 a month. So it's just little things like that that you need to bear in mind. So work out what you want. It's the most important thing that you can do before you start negotiating with any company. Just work out exactly what you want and what works for you. So then step number 2 is, once you've written down your package that you want, or you've got it mapped out in your head exactly what you want, go to Sky. Say, for instance, you are a Sky customer, and sign out of your account, and then just go through as you are a new customer. So you can work out a baseline cost of exactly what Sky would give it to you as a new customer. So if you're looking for TV and broadband, you need to go to products and packages, learn more, and then it will let you build your own bundles. So they do give you bundles that they've already built, but if you want to look at different bundles or create your own bundle, just click Get Started, and you can create your own bundle. Once you've got that price through your actual provider who you are with, you then want to go to another company. So you can go to BT, map out exactly the same package that you did with Sky, and compare the cost with Sky with that cost. You then go to TalkTalk, see if you can do it through TalkTalk. If you're lucky enough to live in a cabled area, you can then go to Virgin. Generally, you do get more for your money with Virgin, but from past experiences, I have had a few more issues, especially with their broadband through Virgin. But that's just me personally. Not saying that they are a bad company, because they do very good deals, and they do very quick internet if that is what you are looking for. Step number 3, once you've got all these prices, go back to your current provider with the price that you've got as a new customer for that particular company. So for instance, we'll say Sky, because it's on the screen now. You then want to call your current provider via phone. You don't generally want to email them or speak to them via web chat. In previous occasions where I've done this myself, talking to someone via a web chat, they don't have the same sort of powers as what they would if you were to call them. When you call them, don't be aggressive and say, oh, look, I'm paying this much, etc., etc. Just be friendly, and simply just say, I have looked on your website as a new customer. I've also looked around at other companies, and I can get this package for this price. Is there anything that you can do for me? Sometimes they will try and do something for you. It is only small amounts normally, unless you are something classed as a loyalty customer. So I think with Sky it's 10 years, and with Virgin it's 10 years. You've got to be with them for that sort of time frame. They'll put you straight through to a set team who'll discount it straight away for you. If you aren't in those time frames, and I hope you're not, because you would have been overpaying for 8 years or so, they will come back to you with a cost. It will probably be not where you want it to be. So you simply say, thank you for your offer, but I can't really justify spending that much on it. Could I please cancel my package? What they will then do is put you through to disconnections or retentions, exactly the same thing. And what these guys do is they can heavily discount bundles for you. They are there to try and get you to stay with their company, because it is in their interest to get you to stay with that particular company. They will then go through some options for you, and if you can get to that suitable price, which 9 times out of 10 you can with these guys, that is it. You're done. You've negotiated a new deal for exactly what you want, for the price that you want. You don't want to set unrealistic targets, so that's why I say go to these providers first in step 2, because it can give you a benchmark of exactly what you can get. If it doesn't work out for you, then we'll move on to the next step. So then, step number 4, you still haven't got the deal that you want. You're still on the phone to disconnections or retentions. You simply want to say to them, I want to cancel. By doing this, it triggers the 30-day cancellation period. So you won't lose your services straight away. It generally takes 30 days for it to go through. By doing this, after about a week, you normally get an email or a letter. And in that letter, it will give you a discount code, or it will offer you a discount on what you've asked for. So I've known these to be 20% off, I've known these to be 40% off, and I've known these to be up to 60, 70% off, which is a hell of a lot of money. Disconnection and retentions, if you get the package that you do actually want, at a price that you actually want, you could try and push it a little bit further and go down this route of cancelling and wait and see if you get an email. If you don't get an email or a letter, you can simply call Sky or whatever any company that you are with, and you can cancel that cancellation. So you, like I said, you have up to 30 days, but if you do start to get a little bit nervous, say after 20 days or so, and you still haven't heard anything, just call them and say, look, I've requested cancellation, I would like to cancel that cancellation. And then you just continue as normal. And then you can go down the route of doing steps 1, 2, and 3 again, and you will generally get somewhere. I've never actually got to this stage or beyond this stage personally, but I have known people to get to this stage or beyond, and second time round, it's worked out perfectly for them. So that is step number 4. If you really are at a loose end, then go to step number 5. So step 5, the step that I've never got to personally, I've never known anyone to get to personally, but is a step that I thought I'd include. If you still haven't got the price that you want, it may actually pay to cancel your subscription to your certain provider and look at changing to a different provider. There's no harm in switching and changing, but I do know it can be hassle for some people, or unwanted hassle for others. So if you're with BT, for instance, and you want to go to Virgin, you have got to pay for an installation person to come out and install the lines into the house. And likewise, if you go to Sky, you then have to pay installation for someone to put a dish up on your roof. What you need to work out is if changing company and paying installation fees, where a lot of time you don't actually pay installation fees, but if you do have to pay installation fees, it's worth comparing that to paying your current subscription for the next 12 months. If the installation fees work out less than what you're going to be paying over the course of 12 months with your current provider on a higher package, then you're better off switching over. And by switching over, you have that technology going into your house. So say, for instance, you were with Sky originally, you've then gone over to Virgin, you've then gone to BT, and now you want to go back to Sky again. You've already got the Sky dish up, so you haven't got to pay installation again for someone to come out. They will try and charge you a small fee, I expect, for the box. Same with Virgin. If you then want to go from Sky to Virgin, you've already got the cables going into your house. They generally don't ever change their cables. Like I've said, I've never got to this stage. Generally, step 3 works out perfectly for me. Step 4, I've known some family members and some friends to get to step 4, and it's worked for them, and they've saved themselves money that way. So if you found this video useful, then please like it. Also, if you want to see more content from me, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.